in Line podcast, where we are helping to prepare you for whatever is next in line. As always, I'm your host, Chance Pitts, and I would like to thank you for tuning in to this episode. Guys, welcome back to another thoughtful Thursday. As we get ready to sit down and record, I want to talk about something very specific today. And we're going to save the housekeeping, we're going to save the social media till the end because honestly, I want to make sure this message comes across clear and it is something that is given straight to y'all. So, guys, I've got a lot of friends and a lot of family that are either gearing up to do something that is very tough or very hard, or they are currently going through something that is very mentally taxing, very stressful, very hard to deal with, emotionally stressful. And first off, if you're going through something like that, please know that you are not alone and that there will always be people there to support you. And if you feel like you've got nobody, reach out to me. I will 100% be there for you. You can reach out to me via social media, on email, whatever it takes. Find a way to talk. You don't have to go through what you're going through alone. But guys, back to the topic that I wanted to talk to y'all about. So, what do you do whenever you find yourself in a corner? You find yourself with your back against the wall. You find yourself at rock bottom. You feel like you've got nothing left in the tank. You feel like you've got nothing left to give. Life's just taking shot after shot at you, and you feel like it's picking on you and you can't get away from it. What do you do in that situation? Guys, when you find yourself there, I want you to know that it's okay to cry. It's okay to be down. It's okay to gather your thoughts, to be emotional in that situation for a little while. It's okay to feel bad and have these feelings. But what's not okay, what's absolutely unacceptable, is to stay in that place, to let yourself suffer and to let yourself feel sorry for yourself and not do anything about it. It's not okay to wait for someone else to come save you. Because whatever it is that you're facing, whatever has you down, whatever has you stressed out, whatever has put you in the dirt is not going to give up. It's not going to stop. It doesn't wait for you to get over your emotions and get past these feelings. No, it's waiting and it's pushing and it's sitting there, and it's always going to be something that you have to face. So what you have to do is you have to collect yourself. You have to stop and you have to think and you have to be mature and you have to go forward with an attitude that says, no matter what it takes, no matter what I have to do, I am going to beat this. I am going to come back from this. I am going to be better on the other side of this. Whatever it is that you are facing is going to be next to nothing whenever you figure out who you are, you figure out where you're going, you reach your potential. Because like they say, when one door closes, another one opens. You might be at a point where you feel like you have no other options. You feel like you can't keep going. I found myself in this situation several different times in my life. I could tell you a million stories about it, but we'll save that for another day. Guys, whenever you're in this spot, and it feels like everybody has given up on you, everybody has turned their back, realize that you have something that they don't. You have yourself. You have the confidence that you have in yourself. And maybe you haven't built it yet, but it's there. You can facilitate the growth of that confidence within yourself. You can build upon your successes. You can take baby steps in the right direction to get to where you are trying to go in life. Whenever somebody counts you out, whenever somebody writes you off, whenever somebody says that you don't have what it takes or that you're not good enough to be wanted, know that you are going to make them regret that decision. You are going to make them pay. And how do you do that? What you do is you go out and you become the best damn version of yourself that you can be. I talk about it a lot, and I know y'all probably get tired of it, but if you're lacking confidence, you're lacking ability, you don't know where to start, I encourage you to start with fitness. The reason I say that is because if you try to start with your mental health and your attitude, there's always going to be something negative that comes into your life and just derails the train. If you try to start building finance and wealth, there's so many different factors outside of your control associated with that. But you know what's not outside of your control? What's not outside of your control is going to the gym, strapping on those shoes, lacing up your running shoes, and going for a run, putting yourself out there, clearing your head, getting some time to think with yourself, with no one else, no pressure, and executing the mission that you set out to execute. Guys, whenever I go to the weight room, I love it because it's my domain. I am the captain there. I've got my decisions, I've got my plan, and there's nothing that's going to keep me from executing my plan. And from that, I am able to build confidence. I am able to stair step in the right direction and build off of that success right there to show confidence and move forward in a positive direction. It's what has to be done. You have to build successes. You have to start stacking them. So that's why I say start in fitness. It's 100% in your control. You might say, I have a bad knee, or I've got a bad shoulder, or I don't know where to start. If you don't know where to start, reach out to me. I'll help you. If you got a bad knee, if you got a bad shoulder, bad back, whatever it is, you can still find ways to exercise. I know men who have had their knees rebuilt and hips replaced that are still in the gym working out and doing things. I dislocated my shoulder and it still slips out of place and bothers me to this day. I find ways to be successful in the gym. It starts with strengthening and building confidence and knowing what to do and becoming better in those senses. So guys, there's always a way to build and become better. And if you can start there, like I said, you can stack those successes and move in a positive direction. You can start the day off with a victory headed in the right direction. You can generate your own positivity. You're not dependent upon anyone else for your happiness because you can start the day moving in the right direction. And that's where I encourage you to start with fitness. If you are struggling there, if you don't like fitness, if you don't like working out, find something to build success on. Maybe you like to write. Maybe you like to play guitar. Maybe you like some other sort of avenue like video games or podcasts or art, drawing, whatever it might be. Spend time doing that. Build off of that success. Know yourself. Realize that you're still good at the things that you have always been good at. Build your confidence from your successes. David Goggins talks about this. He talks about taking cookies out of the cookie jar, his mental cookie jar of his successes, and he uses those and he consumes those as he's running when he feels like he can't do it anymore. He says, you know what? I've done this before. That makes me know that I can do this. Andy Frisella does the same thing. He talks about making deposits into his mental bank of little victories that he can build off of and he can use to grow his confidence so that he can continue to move in the right direction and continue to have that same positive mindset. And guys, that's what you've got to do. When you feel like you have no more ability to do the things that you are doing, and one very popular spot for this is probably going to be, I know I've talked about it a lot, 75 hard. I know several people getting ready to gear up to do it. I know several people that are in the middle of it, and I'm sure you've had days where you just feel like you can't keep going. You have days that you feel like you don't want to keep going. But know that if you can, the one thing 75 hard taught me more than anything is if you can be successful on one day, if you can build confidence on one day, if you can be successful and complete all of your tasks and do the things you know you need to do on one day, then you can do it every single day after that. It's a mental game. It is all in your head. And it goes into the same things that people aren't going to like what I'm about to say, but it goes into the same things of anxiety, of depression, of all these different things that you find yourself dealing with. The plain and simple fact of it, and I can speak on this because I have been there in a lot of ways. I know there are some outliers on this. I understand that. But if you can recognize your anxiety coming on, if you can recognize your depression coming on, you feel yourself going to those dark and negative places, you are able to consciously make a decision and control those things and pull yourself out of it. I had to do this, guys. I've been in very, very dark places in my life. I have had my sense of rock bottom several times. I have had my experiences with that. I've had my back against the wall in a lot of ways, and I've done it to myself. But in the same ways I made those self-sabotage and those detrimental decisions to myself, I made the decisions to come out right and positive. Guys, remember, more than anything else, it is a mindset. If you feel like you can't do something because you are not strong enough, if somebody tells you you are not good enough to do something, if somebody comes along and they control you and they wreck you to a point of making you feel like you don't have an ability to be a successful part of this world anymore, you have to separate the reality from what that mental state is for you. You have to be able to overcome that. You've got to get strong. You've got to get mentally tough, because that's the only way you are able to pull yourself out of those places. And guys, I know we've talked a lot about a lot of negative things here, but I really want to end this on a positive note. And I want to offer one more time, if you are going through something, you feel this way, you find yourself at the end of your rope, I don't care what time it is, I don't care what you're going through, who you are, reach out to me and I will genuinely offer to help you. Reach out to someone. Have a support system. Have people that genuinely care about you. Because at the end of the day, you are responsible for handling your own situations and conquering your own circumstances, but you don't have to do it alone. You can have a support system. You can have people there for you. But it is so, so important to build the strength to stand on your own 2 feet, so that when life throws you a curveball, when someone comes along and tries to do you dirty, somebody comes along and tries to kick dirt on your name, you're strong enough and you're mature enough and you're good enough to know that that's not the case. And you're going to be able to figure out a way to be successful no matter what happens, no matter what somebody says about you, no matter what kind of trash somebody tries to throw your way or spread on your name. So with that, go out. Go be successful. Go be the best version of yourself that you can be. Go strive to do something. Get out of your comfort zone. Make yourself uncomfortable to the point that you're going to make yourself tougher. You're going to make yourself more mentally fortified. You're going to drive for success. Try things. Reach out to people that are going to help you, and use successful people as the model to better your life and go where you're wanting to go. Like they always say, guys, rock bottom is a fantastic place to start, because the only way you can go from there is up. Guys, thanks for tuning into this episode of the Next in Line podcast. As always, if you get value out of this show, make sure you're sharing it with like-minded individuals. Make sure you're following us. That's at Next in Line on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok for daily content. Please, please, please leave a rating or review or subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on. You have no idea how far it goes and how much it helps us get this movement and this podcast out to other people. And guys, always be prepared for whatever is next in line.